Welcome to Balance Life, Happy Life weekly gathering, where we offer solutions to the health challenges most people experience on a regular basis. We welcome you to discover our simple and vibrant way to live a more balanced and happy life. Every Tuesday, we have an appointment. 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, along with the topic of today, which is the wellness home and why everyone needs one. We want to emphasize the importance of prevention. Prevention can help us not only take care of our bodies, our health, but in the financial aspect too. And prevention is better than cure, of course. And today we will show you how we can do this. Through 5 vital elements, we can target prevention: air, water, sleep, nutrition, and natural energies. And by the way, today I'm so happy we will review a little bit of all the technologies. And Niken is continually adding new products and technology to the wellness home. Be part of this important movement and start your Niken Wellness Home if you haven't done it yet. Today, we will feature Wellness Home, why everyone needs one. Water is a driving force of all nature. Sometimes all you need is a little fresh and clean air. Tired minds don't plan well. Sleep first, plan later. And for this gathering, please welcome Dr. Gary Lindner.
Well, thank you, Ruben, and happy Valentine's Day to you and everybody else.
Happy Valentine's, everyone.
So let me share my screen here. Good. I think everybody can see that the first slide. So what we're actually going to talk about tonight is exactly what you said, Ruben. It's all about prevention. And we're going to talk about the Niken Wellness Home and why, at least in my humble opinion, everyone needs one. So let's get started. So what's our biggest health challenge globally? You know, we've been through the global pandemic, everything else that's right on in everybody's mind, but it is chronic disease. And I'm sure that probably there isn't one of us listening to this presentation tonight that hasn't been affected with this personally, or with our family, or with family members or friends. So it is a huge problem. 50% of all adults and 40% of children have at least one chronic condition, and 25% of us have 2 or more. By age 65, now get this, by age 65, 80% of adults have at least one chronic condition. 80% of us. And I might add that they are showing up earlier and earlier in our lifetimes. It's not unusual for people in their 30s or 40s to be hampered with chronic condition. Also affects many children as well. Chronic disease are responsible for 70% of deaths globally each year. And treating chronic disease accounts for 90% of the US healthcare dollar that is spent. And how do we treat these? You could probably guess it's with pharmaceutical intervention. 4.38 billion prescriptions were filled in the US. It filled, not just written, filled in 2019. And that's the latest figure I can find. Now that's 14 per person in the US. I might add also, the US represents 4.4% of the world population, yet we consume 75% of prescription medications. When we age, that figure can go up to 22 prescriptions for those people in later ages of age 80 or more, 22 per person. So what if we could change this? Chronic disease is preventable. The World Health Organization and the Centers for Disease Control state that 80% of chronic diseases are preventable. So what if we could change this? It'd be a pretty good thing to do, right? So what if we could change it to where only 1 in 10 adults have a chronic condition? How about by the time they're 65, only 20% of our population have chronic diseases? Chronic disease being responsible for 10% of deaths instead of 70% of deaths globally. These would all be good things, right? And treating chronic disease, we would account for 10% of our nation's healthcare costs instead of 90%. And you gave some of those figures there too earlier, Ruben. So this is something I think we would all like to see. So what are the causative factors for chronic diseases? Well, they're broken down into 2 categories: what we consider non-modifiable factors, which include our heredity and our age, and modifiable factors. So this is good news because most chronic diseases are environmental, not genetic or age related in origin. All right. So these factors being modifiable means we can change these. So if we look at this, globalization, urbanization, pollution, environmental pollutions that contribute to our body burden of environmental toxins are all modifiable factors of chronic disease. Also, lifestyle choices such as tobacco use, an unhealthy diet, poor sleep quality, dehydration, a lack of physical activity can all contribute to chronic disease. And again, these are things that we have some control over and that we can change them. Now, the other thing I might add too is that any place in the world you go, and I mean any place in the world we go, where globalization, urbanization, industrialization has taken place, chronic disease follows. It reminds me of a gentleman, a physician I met from Columbus, Ohio. And I was in Israel and we had dinner together and we were chatting. And I asked him, I said, and he was doing a sabbatical in Nairobi in Kenya. And I asked Dr. Ken, I said, Dr. Ken, what's the biggest health challenges in Nairobi? And he said, the same as in the US, a whole list of chronic diseases, heart attack, stroke, cancer, diabetes, you name it. So any place we look at where this globalization and this industrialization has taken place, chronic disease follows. So let's see what we can do about changing it. So in that Balanced Life, Happy Life gatherings, my esteemed and very knowledgeable colleagues for the last 5 weeks have talked about the importance of air and of these 5 vital elements that we need for life, and for water, for sleep, for nutrition, and the natural energies of the sun and the earth. And currently, I think I need, these are vital. We need these. So I'll be physiologist, of which I am a physiologist for a moment, and just kind of explain this. We got 50 trillion cells in our body, and we need to replace 6 billion a day. I mean, that sounds very daunting. In fact, in the time I just said this, we each replaced 50 million. So in order to do this, we need these 5 vital elements. We need air, we need water, sleep, nutrition, feed ourselves, and we need the natural energies of the sun and the earth. So let me ask this question. And currently in our environments, are these vital elements the way nature intended? Are they in a healthy, are they healthy? And I think we'd have to say, no, they aren't. And maybe it's the way they've been changed because of industrialization that are contributing to the chronic disease issues that we have. So let's talk about this for just a second. What would be the effect of breathing unhealthy air, or drinking less than healthy water, or contaminated water with microplastics, BPAs, chlorine, you name it, getting poor quality sleep, too much fast food, too much processed food, too much sugar, really not feeding ourselves with healthy nutrition, and constantly blocking these natural energies of the sun and the earth. What would be the effect of this on our body? Would it be able to maintain homeostasis? Would it be able to maintain balance? Would it be able to replace those cells that we need to do continually? It would be diminished. It would diminish this definitely. So the world's changed very rapidly in the last few hundred years, but biologically, we have not. So these may be contributing factors to the chronic disease. I mean, what's the effect of this for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years of living in this type of environment? So let's talk about air for a moment. So especially indoor air quality, where we spend 90% of our time. Pollutants can be 2 to 5 times higher inside than outside, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. And who spends the most time indoors? It's usually the very young, the sick, or the infirm, or the very old, and not really in an environment where they're breathing healthy air. We want healthy air in our home. That is the solution for this is the Kinko Air Purifier. This is it not only provides clean filtered air, but it helps replicate natural fresh air with negative ion technology. It has a HEPA filter that filters out odors and other airborne contaminants while circulating fresh air. It's similar to the refreshing air you find in a forest, which they call forest bathing, Shinrin-yoku in Japan. Wouldn't you like that type of air in your home? And that is part of the Nikken Wellness Home. Fresh air for you and your family. What about water? This is something that really, when I first started investigating, it really amazed me that 75% of us walk around chronically dehydrated every day. And dehydration has been called the mother of all epidemics and the first step we need to take in addressing chronic disease. I used to tell my children this phrase: water is not just a beverage choice, it's an essential nutrient. And it is. It's next to air. It's the second most vital element that we need. We're 70% water. We need to stay well hydrated. And failure to drink enough water can cause a whole host of chronic issues, including fatigue, joint pain, weight gain, headaches. 90% of headaches are due to dehydration. Ulcers, high blood pressure, kidney disease, type 2 diabetes, just to name a few. We want the healthiest water possible, the way nature intended. And that is the impetus behind the Nikken water product, to provide healthy water the way nature intended. The Nikken waterfall transforms tap water into healthy spring water. And our shower unit and our sport bottle, you can take healthy water with you. And with our shower units, you can bathe in healthy water. So the most affordable and efficient way to provide you and your family with healthy water is to drink and bathe. To drink and bathe in is to filter your water. That is the Nikken water system. And we would want these in our Nikken Wellness Home as well. How about sleep? Well, the average American gets 6.5 hours of sleep a day. That's about an hour less than it was 50 years ago. It's recommended we get a good 8 hours a day of good quality sleep. And sleeping less than this can lead to, again, a whole host of chronic issues. And I'll just read them off again, including fatigue, weight gain, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, cardiovascular disease, obesity, and cancers. Healthy sleep is paramount to good health. It's more important than diet and exercise, according to most sleep experts. We would want healthy sleep in our wellness home. The Nikken sleep system, the Naturius sleep system, is designed around the physiology of sleep to give you the best quality sleep possible. And we would want those in our wellness home. In fact, we have a number of them in Heather to my wellness home. All right, we want to make sure everybody in the family gets a good night's sleep. Even our dog Kinko, who sleeps on a Nikken pet bed, so she gets a great night's sleep as well. So food, let's talk about this for a minute. Good food and bad food. There's good food and bad food, right? And what we are, what we eat. So making healthy food choices is a challenge for many of us. And think about it, it's one of the most important decisions we can make every day is what we eat and what we drink. And it's everyone's choice to eat healthy or not. Only 1 in 10 American adults get enough fruit and vegetables in their diet. 60% of the children don't get enough of their fruit complement, and 93% don't get enough vegetables. We have over-processed, undernourishing foods, chemical additives, environmental toxins, excess sugar consumption, fast food, a lot of choices there that aren't healthy. We want to do this, and we want to supplement our diet with good whole food nutrition. And I've just put 3 of Niken's nutritional products on this slide. It's the Ken's Vital Balance for our protein and for our probiotics. It's an excellent meal replacement. It's full of great healthy things. I'll say one quick thing about this. When we first developed the formulation for the Ken's Vital Balance, being a former faculty member at the University of California, Davis, I took that formulation to some of the people in the nutrition department there, some of the professors, and said, give me your opinion on this. Every one of them said, whoever put this formulation together knows what they're doing. They basically have provided the best protein shake that I've ever seen, the best meal replacement shake I've ever seen. And all of them responded with that. So that was pretty awesome. In addition to that, we can get our vegetable complement daily with Niken's barley grass supplement, J Greenzymes, and our fruit complement with our Super Ciaga fruit. So that can take care of some of those nutritional needs where our food choices are maybe lacking. We would want these in our kitchen or in our wellness home as well. And they are in Heather's in our home, and we utilize these products every day to supplement our nutritional regime. Energy. The problem here is we need the energy of the earth and the sun, but we are constantly blocking this with electronic smog, appliances, cell phones, laptops. We're Wi-Fi'd everywhere we go. And we require this energy. We want to aid our bodies in dealing with this technological smog. And we do this with the Niken energy product. And these are natural energy products that provide the natural energy of the sun and the earth. Many times these products that are shown on the slide, we utilize to provide us with more energy, more balance through the day. And many times it kind of acts as our first aid kit in our home. If something kind of hurts, we put a wrap on it, or we massage it with one of our magnetic products. Wear the insoles every day, and I've been doing that for 25 years, which was the first product I was ever introduced to with Niken, which provided me more balance, more energy, and my feet were comfortable all day as well. So Kenko balance. Kenko means health, and this is a healthy balance to provide these 5 vital elements in our Niken wellness home. So the wellness home is often referred to as a greenhouse for humans, and I think that description is very appropriate. Basically, what we do is we create our own healthy ecosystem in our living space. A Niken wellness home transforms our living spaces into a safe haven, a place that not only supports better health and energy, but promotes balance and well-being. And how does Niken do this? It does this through a process called biomimicry. And many of you may not be familiar with this term, but it's something that I read about. I read a book. There was a book called Biomimicry, Innovation Inspired by Nature that was published in 2008. By Jane Benyus, and I found it very interesting. I also drew the correlation that this is something that Niken's been doing since 1975, using nature in using science and technology to replicate nature. So that's really pretty cool. And most scientists agree that this will be an important, very important process in now and in the future. So the Nikan Wellness Home provides all those 5 vital elements that we were talking about that we need to maintain our health. This is a quote by myself. The Nikan Wellness Home is the most logical and effective prevention-focused healthcare system or self-care system in the world. There's nothing else like it. These are products we use every day. They help you create a healthy lifestyle in your own home with the Wellness Home. So let's kind of summarize this real quickly. What am I really saying here? What I'm saying is, if you enjoy the benefits of modern living, such as indoor plumbing, I think we all enjoy that, right? How about electricity, heating, air conditioning, internet, cell phones, Wi-Fi? Then we really need to use technology to counteract the side effects of these technologies. And the Nikan Wellness Home is a great way to do that. Self-care and Nikan Active Wellness Home products provide an integrated approach to being healthy by choice and not leaving our health to chance. Our motto is every home a wellness home, and we would like to invite you to join us as part of our global wellness community and our goal to reach 10 million new people practicing active wellness with the Nikan Wellness Home. For more information, get back to the person who invited you to this presentation. And with that, Ruben, I'm going to turn it back over to you for any final comments you may like to add.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lindner. I love the whole concept of the wellness home. And I just want to share with you, next Tuesday, remember, all of you, we have an appointment here, and Dr. Liliana Warner will be with us, and the topic will be Air Matters. Thank you again, Dr. Lindner, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you, Ruben. Have a great evening, everyone.